Asteroid of fear.
Welcome to another episode of the Men of the House podcast. Actually, welcome to this relaunch, episode 112. That's right. We ended it on 111, somewhere in December, maybe around December 28th, I think. Yeah, so we're back. Yes, indeed. Well, welcome if this is your first time tuning in, and welcome back if you're a returning listener. Yeah, so let's catch up on what's been going on. It's been about 3 months. Took a little break, been on hiatus, and yeah, part of that was I was going to do something else, considering your peak performance partner, some coaching, and tried that out for a little bit, and it just didn't feel aligned. So we're back to the Men of the House podcast, the original, the OG, what I feel true to, which is what's the person's story to the right of me, to the left of me at any given moment? How'd they get there? What struggles have they faced? What have they overcome? What chances did they take? And how is life different because of that? Also, welcome to a new view. Yes. um, yeah, I am back in my old office, but with a new setup. Kind of something that I was always wanting, which was this chair. See behind me? This arm. Yeah, I got to get used to this with the camera because I have my iMac dongled off to my TV so I can see across the room as my workstation is that way. To the left of me, yeah, you can kind of see. Look, oh yeah, see, that's where I work. Here's where we podcast. Yeah. So yeah, I was kind of wanting a different view, and now that we're back in the office, I got that view. I got my chair, something I was always wanting. Um, I got Ashley, our oldest daughter, got me the print back there, Christmas. But the Christmas I didn't get to attend because I was with Buck. For hydration there. So yeah, let's get reacquainted. Well, last you guys heard, and last I talked, I was maybe 2 months into a journey of being a live-in caregiver for a 97-year-old veteran. Well, he has since passed away. If you follow me on IG, Facebook, or any of the socials, um, you're probably aware of that. But yeah, that project lasted, that project, that person, that connection, whatever it was, lasted 3.5 months. He passed away, and a couple of weeks after that, we moved all of our belongings from his home back to our home, and things were in disarray for a couple of weeks. It took several weeks to get unpacked. You know, it's hard. Be surprised how much stuff you can amass in 3.5 months. You know, I took the necessities, podcasting stuff, guitars, books, and clothes. Um, then when my wife and daughter got there, became a little bit more. Yeah. Any of you fellas with all girls, all women, you know. My brother-in-law used to joke, or we joke that when we travel, he and I could pack less for a deployment than our wives would pack for a 7-day trip. It's true. It's true. 100%. When I was in the Navy, I was in the Marine Corps, you leave with like a sea bag or duffel bag and maybe a backpack and a few other things, a few necessities, but outside of that, yeah, it's got to be able to fit into small places. But, that takes me back to like, what is it you really need? Yeah, well, my wife and daughter need a lot, but we had my daughter's birthday there, we had Christmas there. We live in Texas, and if you know anything, I mean, I think it was summer last week or earlier in the week, and we're probably heading back to winter, or sometimes it's winter in the morning and summer in the evening. Yeah, that's how Texas is. So we ended up with a lot of clothes. We got my daughter a vanity. Christmas, she got like a gaming computer, a desk. So, new chairs for the whole crew. My wife bought office chairs for my dad, me, my daughter. Um, yeah, I didn't even need instructions by the end. I had assembled so many. But yeah, so Buck passed away, and I was also preparing for the Mammoth March, which I did a couple weekends ago, February 22nd, out in Dinosaur Valley State Park, Glen Rose, Texas. 20 miles, ended up being about 23 and change. Took us about 7 hours and a little bit. But yeah, that was a good time. A lot of fun torturing yourself. Um, I kicked rocks, literally. I got, those blood blister, bruised things under my toenails. Yeah, they're really showing now. But yeah, so it's been, you know, 3 months, 3.5 months since I've been off the mic. So it's a little weird to get back on here. Please show me some grace. Um, See there, using filler words already. I'll try not to, but really part of this is I need to get back on the horse. So here we are. Even if it's to talk about the relaunch, I need to get back into editing, posting, etc., etc. Back on my routine. Yeah, I fell off with trying to do something different that it just didn't align to me. I'm still going to offer coaching. I still want to help people get unstuck. I feel like I still have that to offer, um, given my experience in life. And then, of course, I've got some certifications that say so as well. You know, those are kind of what they are. But it, yeah, it just wasn't aligned for some reason. And I kept this podcast kind of on the side in the back with, the right to return to it at any moment because I always felt like I would always have this one. I would always come back to this one because, it's what I love. It's the stories, the storytelling. That's why I love long form podcasts. I listen to 2 to 5 hour episodes on the regular. So, it took some time as well to determine that that was the enjoyment, that was the passion. But yeah, I like kind of biographical type stories, um, to tell them. If you go back, you listen to my episodes, it's usually where you grow up, because you want to see how does somebody's upbringing, their parents, their childhood, how does that influence where they are today? I can tell for myself it influences everything. Um, but yeah, and then usually there's some sort of trauma, some event, some catalyst that makes people have to switch, change directions, pivot. kind of like I did. Reinvent yourself, if you will. And so those are the stories I like to tell. Those are the people I like to talk to. Those are the people I resonate with. Um, because it's also my story. I mean, it's been 5 years, really about 4, but we're in the beginning of 2025. Yeah, since I got laid off December 2020. So, yeah, right at 4 years. It's wild to think it's been that long. But all that said, I knew I needed to get back behind the mic. So here I am, behind the mic, talking, getting it out there, getting the reps in, and I'll edit this, maybe make some clips, and we're off to the races. But yeah, 0 to 1 client is the hardest. Taking that first step is the hardest. And me, once I lost the momentum, got out of routine, yeah, it's the way it is. Got to keep the momentum going. So, anywho, but in the meantime, yeah, Buck is no longer, but we've had a few other clients that we've been working on, but they're those have you know, shelf lives on them. One gentleman, it, he just needs to be in assisted living, and you know, we have another one. The hard part of that one is I gotta be there at 6:30 every morning, so I'm getting up at 4:20 every morning, doing my morning routine, and then it's a 30-minute ride. So yeah, I'm leaving at 6, getting there, doing that, and it's got a shelf life too, because frankly, it makes it to where my wife and I both have to go into town, and pretty soon, if we don't have to go into town, we don't want to, since it's 30 minutes away, but save on gas. And this caregiving thing, the money on it's not great, so we do it more to be helpful. And so if the money's not great, it's all close to losing money, then hell, I'd rather stay home, do interviews, uh, get paid for some podcasting and stuff like that. So, not that I don't enjoy helping, obviously. That's why I'm doing it. That's why I agreed to it in the first place, because who else is going to agree to wake up at 4:20 in the morning so they can be at somebody else's house at 6:30, getting them up and dressed and ready? Um, Especially when they have able-bodied individuals in their household. So that's a whole different episode, whole different story. I don't have time for that. Yeah, you know, that caregiving role with Buck, and then these subsequent caregiving roles I've had over the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Um, they've shown me a lot about people in terms of them as individuals, but also families. And man, it's eye opening. It's wild. They're probably stories for another day, because I don't want to make this episode too long. This is actually kind of a relaunch. Plus, I think I need to look into, I got to renew my Zoom. So I think I have a time cap of X amount of time. So yeah, I can't run over, do a long episode like I would normally do. But yeah, I've learned a lot about people, families, family dynamics. It's been interesting to observe. Um, it's made me think a lot about how old do I really want to get. But yeah, I'm excited to return to this. I already got a guest lined up. I just need to um, set up a date. Yeah, need to get this one done, set up a date. But since deciding to return to the Men of the House podcast, I was at a show in Dallas at the going to see the Elevators, Surfer Girl, and Venison. And man, what a show! Great show, great people. Um, met Ryan, who makes handcrafted tobacco pipes. So yeah, we kind of sparked up a conversation over one of my favorite shirts, which is Be Authentic, They'll Adjust. So just be with Scotty G. If you haven't heard our interviews, go check them out, both on my platform and his. Just be with Scotty G. But yeah, it was an organic connection, and he seemed like a good dude. And in the little bit of time we spoke, I told him kind of what I did, and he told me kind of what he did, and a little bit about how he got there. And his story is perfect for the Men of the House podcast. It is the exact kind of story I want to tell. So I'm super excited to make that happen. And I'm hoping that that's going to be the next episode. But we'll see. Might have to do one more solo. We'll just have to see. Got to get hot back on Podmatch. Got to make sure my Zoom's paid up so I can have um, unlimited pay time, play time, talk time, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I'm ready to get back into it. Plus, this week is spring break, so I'll have some familial commitments, if you will. Yeah. And since I missed Thanksgiving and Christmas, I definitely want to take advantage of being able to spend time with my wife and daughter. Even though I did commit to 3 or 4 days of this 4:20 a.m. thing. So it's going to make for some long days for me. However, like I said, there is an end in sight. Um, this will probably be my last week of doing that because I need to be going towards the things I like that bring me joy and what I want to do, which is podcast. Do more of the things you love and less of the things you don't. And yeah, the VA is doing some wonky stuff right now. You've probably seen in the headlines they cut 70,000 jobs, and then they're going through all the veterans. My dad had 44 hours, they cut him to 11. One of the gentlemen I'm helping had 55 hours, they cut him to 11. Um, so everybody's having to write letters of appeal, but of course, now there's 70,000 less people to review them. Not that all those jobs, and that's what they did. However, kind of get what I'm saying. Yeah. Nobody probably saw that coming, but welcome to America. Sometimes it gets worse before it gets better. I don't know. Like we were promised a lot of things months ago, and maybe they're trending in the right direction, but right now is the turbulence, it seems. Tariffs and turbulence. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What a shit show. But hopefully it'll iron out. And if not, hey, I'm gonna just try to keep what I'm doing, my circle of influence, tight and small, control what I can, influence what I can, and try not to let the rest of the world's bullshit weigh me down. Yeah, because that's a little bit how I feel with a few of these caregiving jobs lately. Is feel like I'm lighting myself on fire to keep others warm, and yeah, no, Not a good long-term strategy. Not sustainable. Not productive. So, you gotta set some boundaries and lean into self-love and self-care. Separate myself a little bit and understand that I have my own family to care for. Now I got to keep myself healthy so I can care for them. Stop setting myself on fire to care for others who aren't really in my circle. So, yeah, Buck was kind of a one-time thing. Family decision. Would we do it again? Possibly. Have to depend on the person and the circumstances. But yeah. As for other, with the VA nickel and diming, I'm not taking 3 or 4 people with 2 hours each a day and, driving all around when you don't get paid for gas and all that. Getting nickel and dimed for 12 to 14 bucks an hour. I don't even know what it is that we make, but it's not a whole lot. Yeah, but that's not why we do it. We do it because we care. We give a shit. We want to help people. But anywho, all right. I'm gonna wrap this thing up, get it edited, get it out, and get excited to get back on a rotation, get back on the hamster wheel. But it's the hamster wheel I like. A happy hamster wheel of recording, editing, assembling, posting. Yeah, back to meaningful conversations that offer a different perspective, a different point of view, to let each of us know we're not alone as we navigate the chaos of everyday life and share the human experience, that which is oftentimes painful. But again, that's why I do this, so you know that you're not alone. And there is life on the other side of whatever it is you're going through at the moment. So until next time, let's see what this does. Oh, peace. Look at that. Yeah, I gotta get used to the camera angles here. How I'm looking. So, all right. Until next time, peace out. And I will see y'all. Ooh, I gotta decide a day. I haven't decided days yet. This one might be on a Monday, but maybe we'll go back to Wednesdays. Yeah. All right. Adios, muchachos and muchachas.
Let's go.